Hey, bestie. You home? I'm finished with my pre-med courses for the day, and I've got two slushies. One of them has your name on it. Figured we could turn on the TV and watch the newest season of that Netflix show you wanted to watch. I'm sorry? What was that? Your voice was muffled. Hey, so why are you face down on the couch? Not judging, I'm just curious. Yeah, I know who that is. Another friend of yours, right? Although, given some of the things you've told me about them, I hesitate to call them that. Your phone? Sure, I'll take a look. What? This is absolutely vile. To think they would say these sort of things about you while demanding you support them? They say they're having a hard time. Do you know if what they've been saying is true? I know you want to trust them, but do you have any proof of what they've said? I see. Whether it's true or not, the worry won't go away. Well, I have my doubts, but I won't fight with you on that. Sit up, scoot over. I want to talk about this with you. Pre-med best friend to best friend. Now, you say that you trust what this person is going through. Do you really believe everything they've said? Good to see you haven't lost your common sense. Looking at these texts, I know some of these claims are absolute bull because I know you, and I know you aren't the type to hate someone just because you don't answer a few texts. Not to mention, I'm friends with a few of the other folks they mention. That's right. The bad things this person is saying don't line up with my experiences of those people. They may not be thinking rationally right now because of everything upsetting them. Is that what your therapist said? Hmm. If they are telling the truth about being upset due to recent events, that is a possibility. But they're still treating you unkindly. That doesn't give them the right to treat you badly, even if they are telling the truth. Yes, your therapist is right. In an emotional state, people struggle with regulating their emotions and thinking about how their actions affect others. That still doesn't mean that they can drag everyone around them down. Did you forget I'm a pre-med psych student? We've covered this topic before in my classes, so I know enough to recognize that your therapist has a point. You're my best friend, and when I see someone treat you like that, it makes me angry. No one deserves to be treated like that, but you especially. All the bull you've dealt with in life, you don't need someone else trying to guilt trip you into. I'm sorry. I got a little heated. I thought I was the one dealing with their bull. You are, of course, but I'm still angry about it as an outsider. You aren't a bad person for losing your patience, even if they really are dealing with something heavy. They should be taking it to therapy, not making you feel like trash to validate themselves. That's tricky. They live close enough, so blocking them isn't an option, and we don't want them slinging mud about you to others. Personally, I don't care. I'd cut them out like a tumor for talking to anyone like that, especially if they were trash talking me or someone else I loved. But with them being as close as they are, and as popular as they are in our social circles, that creates a difficult situation for you. Hmm. Have you thought about gray rocking them? Gray rocking. It's a term, well, it isn't recognized by any major studies, but anecdotal evidence suggests it is useful for distancing yourself from an abuser or a narcissist. I know you're reluctant to label them as abusive, but even without the distinction, I think gray rocking will help you in this situation. From what I've read, I really think it will help. The attacks on your character and the way they keep fixating on past mistakes. What they want is an emotional reaction from you, since it draws you in. If you gray rock, you're essentially denying them the reaction they want. They'll be upset, but ideally, they'll start to cut back on engagement with you as you refuse to give them an emotional response. hmm Just get comfy, and I'll walk you through the necessary steps. All cozy? Good. So, gray rocking. Gray rocking involves pushing back on narcissistic or toxic behavior by becoming bland or uninteresting, being unresponsive to all efforts by the narcissist to bait out responses. The key is to not engage or give them anything to latch onto. When you start gray rocking, they will attempt to bait out emotional responses. They will be angry, attempt to guilt trip you, all in an attempt to goad you into responding to them. You must not engage or give them anything they can latch onto. Well, let's look at one of the most recent messages they sent from last night. I need you to respond to me. Don't you care about me? It looks like in the moment you responded with a very emotionally charged assurance that you did care, and you were just feeling overwhelmed, which they latched onto and downplayed your pain in comparison. Next time they say something like this, try a more neutral response. Something like, I'm sorry, I had a busy day today, or I had another commitment I needed to keep. Keep it short, neutral, and objective. And objective is the key word in this equation. Think about all the things they've said about our other friends, or how they try to project things onto you. One of the key tactics a toxic or narcissistic individual uses to control the narrative is making you question reality. They'll impose emotions or events on you that go against what you know. Even if you know what they say has no basis, it can make you question yourself, putting just enough of a distorted view out there with enough emotion that you start to feel like you may be in the wrong. And that's is how they lure you in. If those events involved a few of your other friends and you feel uncertain, ask them what they remember. Keep yourself grounded and do not let them distort your memory of what happened. It's one thing for them to reveal how they really felt about something. It's another thing for them to insist on something you know wasn't true. Do you understand? Good. Now, bestie, I need you to promise me something, alright? Thank you. If this strategy doesn't work and they continue to have a negative effect on your mental health, please cut them off. Shh, shh. Let me finish. You don't have to cut them off forever, just for a little bit so you can recover. You can't let that person drag you down. That isn't fair to you. So if you need to cut them off, do so. If you want to reconnect, you can try, but make sure you have a plan to do so. Tell them you care about them, but it cannot come at the cost of your mental health. And they can't put you in an unfair position just because they feel awful. If they refuse to accept your boundaries, then the temporary cutoff becomes permanent. Even if they are in a bad place, that's an explanation, not an excuse. No one has a right to step over your personal boundaries. Everyone has that right. Promise me you'll step away if you need to do so, okay? Thank you, my dear friend. I just can't stand seeing you suffer. The difference is, you aren't trying to drag me down or take advantage of my kindness. That's why I don't feel bad offering my help. You feel overwhelmed, you want help, and you know not to drag the people who care about you down. Besides, you know how much you mean to me, so I'll be here for you. I promise. If you say you're feeling better, I guess I'll believe you. So, want to melt your brain with some TV? Why don't you put on that show and I'll make us some popcorn?